Dobro jutro, Svima. How you doing? It's Charlie. We got to get right to it here. I'm sporting my American flag. I'm going through a little bit of missing the United States. One of my buddies committed suicide, and you know, I got messages and I started reading some things, and you go through a hard time sometimes being in a totally other side of the world when bad things happen. So, America, you're with me, baby. Okay. So anyway, let's start here. I'm drinking a little bit of Rocky that this old man Krupan gave me. That's a great thing about Serbia. You can drink this in the morning and you don't look like an alcoholic. Okay? Anyway, I got some questions from a young lady named Jelena from Kragujevac, and Jelena wanted to know some things about me. Okay? So I've set my alarm on my old Nokia phone so I can tell when to shut up because I don't want to make this so long. So let's get started here. Charles, tell me about your biggest fears. My biggest fears are rats, mice, and marriage, commitment. I'm terrified. A sad thing about me, I've never found my home. I don't feel at home anywhere, you know. I love things about Mexico, I love things about Serbia, I love things about the United States. It's like the three places that I really enjoy living, and I don't know where I want to stay, and I'm not interested in a relationship, you know, with anybody, because I fear if I do, I get married, I have a child, I'm going to be stuck in one place, going to the same job, doing the same thing over and over and over again. I don't want that. You know, marriage for me is not important, and it's a big hassle and you know, my parents are wonderful. They've been married for over 40 years, and they never fight. They love it, but I'm not that way. I'm not interested in it, you know. I still speak to my ex-girlfriend frequently, but I'm not interested in that. You know, I don't want it. I don't need it, you know. Maybe in 10 or 15 more years. Family. Tell me about your family. I've got 2 brothers and a sister. My older brother is disabled. He's got multiple sclerosis. My younger brother, he works in a factory in the middle of Illinois. My sister, she works in a prison. She's 30, I think, 30 years old, somewhere around there, and she works in a prison. My mother is retired. She worked for the U.S. government, the U.S. Department of Agriculture for about 30-some years, maybe 40 years, I don't know. And she's retired finally. And my father, he owns a construction company. He buys old homes, fixes them, sells them, and builds new ones. He also farms corn, soybeans, and wheat. And he's from the middle of Illinois. Almost all my family's still in the middle of Illinois. So I'm kind of the freak because I moved clear to the other side of the world. So anyway, that's my family. Most proud moment. Oh, that's a tough one. Proudest moment, something I did that was great. One time, when I was in college, I stopped a kidnapping from happening. I was in my car. I was studying real estate in Lakeland College. And I was sitting in my car. I went and purchased a 30-pack of beer. You know, I had a little Mazda MX-3, tiny little shitty foreign car. The only foreign car I ever owned. Oh, I had an Audi too, but it was shitty too. But I was putting my beer in there. I see a car, a couple down. You know, I was parked way out, and I see in this little red car, a head keeps popping up. And I thought, maybe it's some little kid scared or something, you know, that his parents left him in the car. There was an Escalade parked behind me in the next row. And I was fiddling around. I had a tape player still in the car, so I was looking for a song, and I heard a lady start screaming. She was screaming and honking her horn. So I turned back, and I see a guy doing something in the back seat. You know, looked like he's trying to rip something out or something. And I thought, what the hell? And I thought, maybe it's a husband and wife fight, and I don't want to get involved. And then she keeps honking and screaming like bloody murder. And so I get out, I slam my door really hard, and the guy looks over, and he sees me, and he takes off running. And so I started jogging after him, and I see where he went. He ran around in this big cornfield behind Kmart I was at, in Mattoon at the time. It's closed. And so I ran inside this thing, and I said, hey, call the police. I screamed it, and this lady said, what? And I said, a guy's messing with the lady. He ran around the building. So she's like, okay. And they called the police. The police came, and I went back to her. I said, are you okay? And she was bleeding. The guy bit her, and she was crying. She said he was trying to rip my baby out of the car seat. You know, the police come and they said, hey, who was this guy? She didn't know. She didn't see where he came from. And they asked me, and I said, I don't know. I didn't see. I said, there was a little red car parked by mine. And I said, I saw a head moving around. I said, I thought it was a little kid. I said, you might look in there. They went over. There was nobody in there. And I said, I know there was a head in there because I thought it was strange. And so they ran the plates. And they end up going to the guy's house, and they brought him in, and the girl recognized him, and so they charged him with attempted kidnapping. And he was a young guy, maybe 26, I don't know, 25 at the time. He was a little older than me because I was young at the time. But, you know, so it's kind of a creepy situation. The police thanked me, the girl thanked me, she called my work, and they did it. I was working at Stevens Industries at the time, and she called in, she said, hey, you know, you've got a hero there, you know, they printed this little certificate for me, and so it was really nice. So that's my proudest moment. Least proud moment, probably, I was kicked out of 5 different gymnasiums in central Illinois: Kansas, Oblong, Hudsonville, KZ Westfield, and my own, Cumberland High School, for yelling and screaming at basketball games. I was voted in our class. We always had like elections, and I was voted most school spirit, you know, because I was a loud son of a bitch, you know. And so Kansas, the city of Kansas, Illinois, the superintendent sent a letter to my home, and my mom read it and beat me with a belt. My dad did. It said, Charles Cather is never allowed at any events at Kansas, any school activities forever, you know. So kind of a terrible thing. My video's already going to be over, but so I was kicked out of there. And so kind of an embarrassing situation. My mom wasn't very happy. I was always a loudmouth jerk. My best trait is probably my ability to listen to people that disagree with me and to be friends with them, you know. A lot of my friends in the USA are very conservative Republicans. I think they're nuts, but they're friends of mine. Every friend I have now is from Mexico, from Serbia, from Libya, from Syria, from Saudi Arabia, from, you know, you name it. I've got friends there, really good friends, Palestinians, everybody, with totally different views from most Americans. My best friend's Muslim, strict Muslim. I'm the opposite of that. I love to drink. I'm drinking now. I like to eat pork. I like to do other things, and you know, they don't, but I love them, you know. It doesn't matter, you know. I don't judge people from where they're from, if they're black, if they're white, it doesn't matter, you know. And I think that's a problem with the world, you know. A lot of people get into their little groups and say, hey, I'm an American. We like American people. We're white American people. You know, we don't want anybody else in our little group, you know. But I disagree, you know. I don't give a fuck. If somebody's from Afghanistan and sends me a message, you know, I love them. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, you know. My worst trait, I'm jealous. I'm a obsessive jerk with my ex-girl. I remember one of my ex-girlfriends in high school. She was talking to one of my good friends, and I came out of class and I saw her talking to my friend, and I was like, oh, instantly rage, you know, and that's terrible. I'm also hold a grudge really bad. You know, if somebody pisses me off, I'm angry for a long time. I can't drop it until they apologize. Last question I'm going to do. Biggest misconception about the United States of America. I'd say the biggest misconception is that we're all stupid. You know, everywhere I go in the world, and I've been to many countries, everybody says that same thing. Why are Americans so dumb? You know, you hear that all the time. You know, I've watched a video on YouTube, and they go around and ask people, where's Iraq? And they'll point at Australia, you know. I mean, give me a break. You know, this is a video that they probably filtered out the people that knew exactly where it was and the capitals and stuff. You know, I am not stupid. When it comes to geography, you name a country, and I know its capital. I used to know every single country's capital. You talk Ethiopia, Addis Ababa; Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar; Pakistan, Islamabad; Russia, Moscow; Algiers; Libya, Tripoli; Sudan, Khartoum. I know almost all of them, you know. And America is a place of 30-some million people. 320 million people. And there's a lot of smart people. We're one of the most innovative people that create things. We have a vision to ways to make things better, to make money off of things. Where a lot of foreign students come to study in the United States in medical schools and such. We do have a problem with geography, science, and math. I mean, when you compare other industrialized Western powers, we're very, very low on those lists. And it's unfortunate. Me, I'm very stupid with math. I can't do basic algebra. Science, I'm terrible. I don't know the first thing about physics, you know. But I have friends that are doctors, friends that teach physics. you know, in the United States, and they're Americans, you know. So, I mean, you can't judge a whole nation on a stupid couple videos. We are less than some nations, but we're also a very, very bright nation. And that's it for this video. I'll make the second one later. Prijetno!